So, okay, we have Justin Mason with us, and I will let Justin introduce himself. And he is going to talk to you about Moodle. He'll tell you about it and what you need to know for the first day of class.
Great, thanks. Hi, everyone. Thanks for letting me join you. Hi, virtually. Um, so, uh, so I imagine you get a lot of information in a session like this. I'm going to try to give you two things that I want you to kind of be able to remember. And I think this is being recorded, right? So it's a resource for you after the fact. But kind of two main things that I want you to remember, and we'll do a quiz at the end. Maybe we won't, I don't know, but I'll give you the answer to the quiz right now anyway. The answer to the quiz is, who do you contact for support? It's me with Moodle, and I'm going to plug add my email address and contact info into the chat here, and I'm sure it'll be shared with you as well. So that's one, is who to contact for support. That's me. And then two is, where do you go to find out how to get logged into Moodle if for some reason you're having trouble logging into Moodle? So let's do that right now. I'm going to share my screen, if that's all right. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen okay.
Yes.
Thumbs up. Awesome. Okay. All right, so here we are on the Western homepage. This is a pretty decent place to get started for finding Moodle. From the homepage here, it's My UMW, and in this drop-down menu is Moodle. So you click on that, and that takes you right to the Moodle homepage. I would just bookmark this, right? On your browser, you can, it depends on which browser you're using, but you can click the star, or you can do whatever, and it adds a little automatic bookmark into Moodle. That's always a good idea. All right, so I'm going to log out now so that we can kind of walk through the process of logging in. All right, so right here on the right-hand side, this is where we'll add in your 8,000 number. And that's what it is. It's your 8,000 number that goes here, and then whatever is your PIN that you use for logging into Dogs. There's Dogs and Moodle use the exact same login credentials. And when you enter in your login credentials in Dogs, or change any of your PIN in Dogs, that'll automatically change it in Moodle too. But because of the way our system is set up, sometimes it can take an hour or even 2 hours for that change in Dogs to kind of find its way over to Moodle. So if you do change your PIN in Dogs and it change doesn't take effect right away in Moodle, don't panic. That's kind of the way not the way it's supposed to be, because if we had our choice, it would change out instantaneously, but that's the way it works. Okay, so let's imagine that I've saved my password in the browser. You know, we get that little menu that pops up and it says, do you want to save your password? And I've clicked yes. But then for whatever reason, that's gone away, and now I don't remember what my password is to get into Moodle. That happens. So this is one of the things that I want you to remember right now. One of the things is, if that scenario were to happen to you, right here is a link called Lost Password. And a little question mark. Did you lose your password? Yes, I did. Okay, let's click on that link. And that just opens up this page with instructions for what to do if you've lost your password. Right? And now we can just go through this and just follow the instructions. And this is going to walk you through step by step how to change your password in Dogs, which will then allow you to log into Moodle. And remember, and again, once you do change your password in Dogs, it's still going to take an hour or two to find its way over to Moodle. If for some reason that doesn't work, if for some reason you go through all of that and you're still not able to log into Moodle, that's when you can reach out to me, and I'm happy to help with that. Actually, you can even reach out to me before that. You don't have to wait I mean, if you're more comfortable interacting with a person, by all means, just give me a call. I'm totally okay with that. But uh, um, that's kind of the two things that I'm hoping folks remember. Okay, now if you've got those two things, the rest of this is all just nice to know. And if you remember any of it, great. And if not, it's going to be in this recorded video as a resource. So I'm going to go ahead and log into Moodle. No one look at my 8,000 number, it's top secret. Oh, and it didn't work. Let's try that again. Okay. It worked. Okay, so here we are on the Moodle homepage. So once you're logged in, the next thing you're going to have to do is just find your courses that you're enrolled in Moodle. And there's kind of some weird things about Moodle, like depending on when a course's start date is, sometimes it can show up in different places. So I'm just going to let you know that there are actually 3 different places that you can find your course in Moodle. If you don't remember where all 3 are, that's totally fine. If you get lost or you don't know where to find your course, you can always just call me. But I'll run through this real quick. One place, and this is what I tend to use the most, I use this little left-hand navigation bar. I'm enrolled in just about every course in Moodle. So I mean, that's a lot. That left sidebar shows a lot of courses on mine. But for you, if you want to hide that, you can click this little button in the upper left-hand corner. If you want to show it, you can click the little button. That's how we open and show that. Right. The other place where your course can be found is in this central area here where it says My Courses. This is also another big list of courses. So these are probably your two best places to find your courses. There's also this button that has My Courses and it has this other whole interface. I don't know, explore around a little bit. You're not going to break anything. Figure out which way you like to do it. And if you have questions, you can always email or call me and ask, and that's totally okay. Okay, so that's how we find the course. Another thing I wanted to show you is how do you get familiar with all the different tools and features and how to upload and how to participate in discussion forums and all this stuff that you'll be doing in Moodle. And it's not super difficult, but you know, it helps to have still a guide, right? It's nice to be able to kind of get some instructions, step-by-steps on how to do stuff. And we have that. We have step-by-step instructions here that, all right, I should get my little annotation tool here. Oh, wait a second here. I'm just gonna mumble to myself, talk amongst yourself for just a minute. Okay, here we go. Now I got my annotation tool. Right here on the right-hand side, I don't know if you can see the annotation that I'm adding, but this is Moodle training. This is a link for a Moodle 101 course, we call it, for students. And this is just going to take you through the basics of Moodle. It's not like a course. I mean, this is totally just a resource that's here for you. Right? So you'll click on that. I already have it open in this tab. And here we are. We've got Intro to Moodle 2021. And this is just going to walk you through one thing at a time. We've got information about Moodle and online learning in general, about netiquette, some tips and tricks for being a successful online learner. The technical requirements here, this is useful just because it tells you what kind of browser seems to work best with Moodle. And then we've also got a link to the Open LMS app. Let me clarify there. I just caught this. Open LMS and Moodle, same thing. So if you see Open LMS, that means Moodle. Moodle Open LMS, totally the same thing. But this is a link to get an app for the Open LMS. Yeah, here we go. So if you prefer to use an app on your phone, great. They've got an app for that. If you want to just use the browser on your smartphone to access Moodle, I don't recommend writing long essay papers on a smartphone if you can avoid it, but you can access Moodle on your smartphone. Okay, so this is the Moodle 101 course, and I just want to show you two very common features that you'll probably end up using a fair amount, and you don't have to remember this, but I just want to kind of walk you through it and just show you that the process for using this stuff is pretty easy. I just want to ease everyone's mind, just in case anyone has any tech anxiety. Moodle is designed to be as friendly as it can be to folks who don't have a lot of tech savviness or a lot of technology experience. I mean, you'll get some of that, acquire some of that tech savviness from using Moodle, but I also want to just put folks' minds at ease that it's very, very doable. So I'm going to walk you through right now kind of what this looks like. So forums here. We have, I'm just going to click on a forum. Here, this is a practice forum. Someone, Jason here, who a colleague of mine, wrote a little question. He says, using what you learned in the book, post a few words in this forum. My name is Jason here. Once you've posted your introduction, try replying to someone else. All right, it's just as simple as I'm going to click this add a new discussion button. There, now I'm going to add a subject. This is my subject. And I'm going to post a comment. Hi, Jason. All right, now I click on submit. That's it. So I've just submitted a comment in the Moodle forums. So again, not something that you have to remember, and you can always go back to this resource to see exactly kind of more of the ins and outs of how this works. But really, in a nutshell, that's just how it works. So fairly straightforward. Okay, and then with using assignments, a lot of times in class, you'll be asked to upload papers. This is kind of how that works. You click on that link. Oh, and you know what? I'm not in the student view right now. I'm in the instructor view. So normally there'd be a button here that says add submission, I think is what it says. Let's see here. Let me see if it'll let me just switch my. Nope. Okay. Well, in any case, that's okay. So typically what we would do here is I would just click that button, and then it's just a matter of I can upload an assignment by kind of going through the navigation here. Moodle also just lets you grab, if you're comfortable with doing the whole drag and drop thing. Not on that page, but Moodle will also let you do drag and drop. Let's see here. I wonder if, well, you don't need to make a whole big thing about trying to switch my role to student, so you'll be able to see it. All right. Once again, the place to find this Moodle 101 course for students is from the Moodle homepage. It's right over here on the right-hand side. And it's this link right here. Moodle training. This is a self-enrolled course for students. All right. So I'm going to pause for just a moment now and ask, are there any questions about anything that I've covered so far? And keeping in mind too that, well, actually, I'll just stop there. Does anybody have any questions? uncomfortable pause 1001, uncomfortable pause 1002. Okay, all right, so I'll move on then. There is one other thing that I would like to show you that is, I think, really useful to know, and that is the fact that as a student, you have free access to all of the Microsoft Office applications like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint. You have free access to all of this stuff. All right. So I want to show you where you can get that so that none of you don't go buy Microsoft Word, don't go buy Microsoft Office, just download it for free from us. And the place you do that is, if you go back to the UM Western homepage. Here, I have it bookmarked, so we're just going to go straight there. There we are. All right. Here, if we go to My UMW, and then in this drop-down menu, let's go to IT Services. IT Services. This takes us to the IT department's homepage. Now, this section on the left-hand side that says in this section, click that to get the menu. And we have Office 365. I'm going to click on that. And right here are the step-by-step instructions. Get your free subscription to Microsoft Office 365. And please make use of this, because there are a lot of really, really handy apps that are available to you. I use these all the time. So Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Planner, Outlook. I don't know if I compulsively use my Outlook calendar because I enter stuff in my calendar and then my calendar tells me what to do throughout the day. And then I just do whatever my calendar tells me to do. And it works out. Okay, so any questions about that? All right, so maybe should we do a quiz? You can just type your answer in the chat. Oh, or does someone have a question? All right, let's do it. Let's do a quiz, and you can just type your answers in the chat. And I find that by going through this totally over the top and corny process of doing a quiz, people tend to remember who I am. They say, oh yeah, you're the annoying guy who made me take a quiz, even though everyone already knew the answer. That's me. The first question on the quiz is, if you have technical questions about Moodle, who do you reach out to for support? Awesome. Fantastic. Yes, please reach out to me. Wonderful. It's not just knowing who the right person to reach out to for support is. It's also knowing that I want you to reach out for support if you need support. If you have questions about Moodle, please do reach out to me. That's why I'm here, and I really do want to help out folks if I can. So welcome, please. And then does anybody? Well, I'll throw the second question at you. Do anyone remember what you do from the Moodle homepage if you've forgotten your password? This is a tricky one. It requires more typing. Select lost password. Yes. Perfect. contact me or select password. Awesome. This is fantastic. All right, that's it. Everyone has successfully passed, and I hope this was helpful.
Thanks, Justin.